Hey guys, Steven here, Fanatic Perspective. We survived.
That we did.
We survived. And this is our instant reaction. I am, we'll do a live, but there's going to be a lot of content this week because there's a lot to digest from this game, Tran, as we watch the film and, go over everything that occurred in Lubbock today. Before I let you go, I want to give a shout out to the Red Raiders. Impressive performance on their part. I clearly underestimated what they would bring to the table today. I was wrong, very, very wrong in terms of the level of effort and what we would see. A lot of it was self-inflicted on behalf of, UT and the coaching staff and whatnot, but they brought forth, and this is what I talk about with floors and effort.
Yeah.
And they brought a 9 or a 10 today, and we came out with a 5 or a 6. And, we went in overtime, 63-56. But, Tran, we survived.
Yeah. The good news about that is normally when we would come with a 5 or 6 effort, we'd lose 10 times out of 10. So, I mean, there's that silver lining.
Yeah.
When called upon, when Sam needed to be Superman, he was Superman. Josh Moore stepped up as a leader. Brennan Eagles stepped up as a leader.
I like Brennan Eagles today.
Ingram, fantastic.
Ingram was probably our best offensive player start to finish. And look, there's a lot of conversation about play calling. There's a lot of conversation about the offensive line. Look, at the end of the day, you have to compete for 4 quarters.
Yep.
And offensively, I felt like you have a 31-point first half. Regardless of what the defense is doing, you feel good about that.
Yes.
So, a lot of people questioning Mike Yursich right now and the play call and all those type of things. I think as a football team, and this game showed you have 3 phases of the game, 4 phases if you include coaching, but 3 phases of the game where it affects, I feel like, the psyche of the football team. When the special teams falls asleep and starts doing craziness, it affects the defense, it affects the offense. The defense comes out flat.
Yep.
Right? And they give up the customary traditional Todd Orlando opening score touchdown. They don't tackle well all day. They don't cover well all day. They're giving up too much space. I can go on the longest rant, specifically in the secondary, because I do feel like up until the end of the game on the Sharajic Thompson long touchdown run, which made it that 15-point gap,
Yep.
I felt like the defensive line was playing well, but our secondary was bad.
Yeah. So I don't want to make excuses for the defensive line on that play, but how exhausted they were because they did have a great game. I feel very comfortable with teams trying to run up the gut against us and even try to go wide against us. But I just think over the course of trying to tackle a guy over and over again, and give credit to Texas Tech, they didn't just stick to passing. They ran the ball, and it does wear on people. It's little body blows, regardless of anything. And look, they popped one. So, but I still give the defensive line a B+, A- range in my rating.
And a lot of that for me was the pressure they were able to get with 4, considering how quickly Alan Bowman's getting the football out. And the key to this was trying to eliminate Texas Tech's quick game. We did a terrible job at that, in my opinion. And our defensive game plan, and that's on Chris Ash, I didn't like it today. I didn't like conceding the space. I wanted to see them press a little bit more, try to eliminate some of that, make him throw the ball over your head, which he was not able to do, except for the Vasher play, which Vasher catches the ball out of bounds, and they don't get that.
Or the Vasher touchdown in the end zone.
The Vasher touchdown in the end zone. Yeah. But I'm talking about consistently be able to throw the ball over here, because the longer you had Alan Bowman hold the football, the more he's inclined to make mistakes, which we did see. He gave us some. We even dropped a couple picks.
Yep.
But this game really swung to me when Deshaun Jameson, and I don't like to just single out a player and like assign blame, but guys need to be held accountable.
Yes.
He's there on punt return. He's one of our best players. He muffs the punt. That's a touchdown, right? And to me, the whole momentum of the game swings. I know Tyler Owens ended up getting the block punt, Janae Barron scores, but the whole energy, I never felt like, even at 31-21, I was like, okay, we took some blows offensively, but I felt like we were controlling the football game. And at that point in the game, I'm like, we've lost control.
Yes.
We don't have like now Texas. You've given a team that is, to me, talent wise beneath you false hope. You've given them hope. And this is a game too where you look at both fan bases. Like if you're a Tech fan, I know a lot of y'all gonna come on here after you saw the video we made and we said we're gonna dominate in Lubbock and we talked trash, rightfully so. But y'all are gonna be upset too because you had this football game won. And you blew it.
And not only that, you celebrated before you won.
Right.
Before you crossed the finish line.
You're up 15 with
3 minutes left.
3 minutes left. You got to seal the deal there if you're Matt Wells and this football team. That's inexcusable for this game to go to overtime. It's inexcusable to concede an onside kick. And I tweeted this. We're in 2020. And at this point in life, at this point in football especially, it's survive and advance. Look, Oklahoma lost today to Kansas State. We all watched that game. And, all the chaos that's going on in the Big 12 around college football. The defending national champions lost today to Mike Leach and the Mississippi State Bulldogs.
To 623 passing.
Yeah, KJ Costello came in the SEC. Mike Leach came in the SEC and said, SEC speed what? So when you look at the landscape, it is survive and advance. But when you look at our football team in particular and how we're trying to assess this and where we're trying to get to and go, we're not there.
No, we're not.
We're not.
We're not there. The good that came out of this game, I mean, when we want to turn it on, it seems like we can turn it on. It seems like we can tire out a defense.
I think we can somewhat turn it on offensively. I don't. Defensively, look, they got to stop in overtime, which is fantastic, and they either.
Do you think it's stylistically we couldn't match up with them because of the size of their receivers, like we said, was going to be a problem for them?
I think the size was an issue, but that size was there the last time we played.
I get that, but I'm saying we do. Like, these guys were more grown up, and let's be honest, we got to give Alan Bowman a lot of credit. He's a better passer than Jeff Duffy will ever be.
Yes, he is a better passer, and that helps your offense a lot more. Again, we underestimated that. However, when you look at, and this is where we have to go back into the film, technique, the coverage, like, so we gave up like a 3rd and 16 today, but Josh Thompson is in retreat 12 yards away from his man. Yeah. And so everything underneath, like whether Deli came in or Jawan Mitchell, they're not going to clean that up underneath. Like, your coverage is already broken to me. So, like, that's not we lost in man and we lost in zone. Jalen Green got beat on a ball in the back of the end zone by Eric anyway, right? Where he could find it. Josh Thompson got beat on a ball where his back was turned. So it didn't matter. Everybody got the smoke. But I just feel as though there were when you're giving up that much space, now you're not playing with confidence. And that's my biggest thing. And I think that's huge for guys that are playing, anybody that's playing in the secondary, is confidence. You have to be able to come up there and challenge people, especially on 3rd and longs or obvious passing situations. We're not even there to challenge, and that's why I said in my on social media, I feel like we're lacking a little physicality because you can see that in our tackling.
Do you think that has anything to do with the shortened off season?
That's a problem for everybody.
No, I get that.
Yes.
But
yes.
Do you think week over week it's going to improve?
I think it can improve.
Okay.
I think it can improve. I don't want to hear about rugby style tackling anymore.
It's just the new form of the gator roll that Manny Diaz brought in.
I know you're holding this, guys. This is our instant reaction, so we're trying to.
Yeah, we're trying to keep it straight as much as possible.
But we're gonna get a lot. No, you're good.
So let me ask you this real quick. Who are your biggest disappointments, and who are your biggest? Who are the? I guess your best. Your helmet awards. Your helmet award.
I mean, I'll start with the helmet stuff. I thought Keontae Ingram played like a soldier today. Ran with a purpose. I thought Keandre Coburn had a good game up front.
Scared us when he went down.
Yeah. I thought Moro Ojomo made some plays.
Osai had hurries.
Osai was getting great pressure, but he missed a lot of we had a lot of arm tackling, right? overshown. Like, and this is one thing I know
Playing
you're asking
too
me.
fast.
They're playing too fast. I feel like they're over pursuing the football, and you're not able. Like one of the things when you're a great player, you know how to control your speed. And I think when you're trying to like Overshown's already a very fast player. Osai is already a very fast player. But when you're trying to, you have to throttle yourself down when you get to the football or pursuit angles, things of that nature. And you see them over pursue and miss a tackle. BJ Foster struggled in that area as well, where he's trying to blow somebody up, which is a perennial problem that we've had. This isn't all the things we saw today, and I think a greater thing to this is they resorted to their bad habits.
Yep.
Too many times today. So, my hat guys would probably be Ingram, Josh Moore, who's my fan club. I can't give it to Sam because he even though he did come through at the end of the game and he ran the football well when asked, he did miss some throws today and he struggled with some of the pressures and I think him as a senior, I expect him to check out of some of the stuff we had called. Just with sight identifications, I think we struggled with that. But I really like, and then Cameron Dicker. It's a great onside kick. It's good. Anytime you can get that, you give credit to the kicker. But how about you?
So definitely Dicker. One thing I know people are gonna ream me on this, but I'm gonna give it to Yursich as well. If you guys watch the video again, we ran that the
wide receivers, the bubble screen or wide receiver screen.
Well, the what Oklahoma does, where the
orbit motion.
The orbit motion. We set that play up. Yeah, the orbit motion. We set that up throughout the game. Every single time we ran it, we'd do the swing pass to Schooler. The last touchdown of the game in overtime, actually, they faked it to Schooler and then threw it right over for a quick slant over the middle to Josh Moore. Yeah, Josh Moore for his third touchdown. So, just little things like that setting up. And plus, we scored 63 points, 56 in the...
minus the Jade Barron touchdown.
Yeah, the special teams touchdown. Another thing I'd also do would be a position group would be wide receivers for their blocking. I think their blocking was very good on the outside, and it's the first time I've seen that in years.
Yeah, we've always struggled with our wide receiver screens.
Disappointments. I mean, we went over the
there's a lot.
Backs.
Yeah,
there's a lot of disappointments. Special teams, minus Dicker. I give them a D minus with it just because they scored a special teams touchdown. That's the only reason.
I want to hear Tom Herman and Jay Boulware's insight on this because the block punt made me upset too because they almost blocked the first punt.
They showed it twice. They showed,
and they made no adjustment to try to hedge in there. I mean, to me there was a lot of guys who just struggled today. I thought Cade Brewer struggled today.
Oh,
yes. He wasn't that security valve, that security blanket for the quarterback that Sam needed, where he should be at this point. I thought we struggled with penalties and you actually told me this conditioning with the offensive line down the stretch. The offensive line didn't seem to be.
So what he's going into for that is all those penalties were just boneheaded penalties, and a lot of it has to do with them being lazy, quote unquote, or tired.
I can't say lazy. I think that's harsh. I mean, it was 100 degrees.
I'm saying, well, okay, I'll say tired. So to reiterate, but a lot of them were due to that, and you see them after the plays. Their hands are on their hips, they're breathing heavy, and to me, I think those are conditioning issues. I don't know how else to put it. It's unacceptable for
3-man front to be getting the same 3-man front, the same 3-3-5 defense
that everyone hates,
that everybody hates. All of a sudden, these
they
dudes
were getting pressure on our team.
Right, and it's just like it's perplexing. We struggle, like you said, with the penalties, and it's drive killers, right? Like there were times where we would get a first down off the RPO, we could call for a holding penalty. Now it's 1st and 20. Drives ruined, right? And so now you have to play through that, and I think we learned how to play through adversity today, and to OU, when they were playing, they had to play through adversity with Spencer Rattler. They weren't able to overcome it. By hook or by crook, we were. So we have to be thankful for that and still celebrate the dub. And I want the kids to celebrate the dub. Tom Herman says winning is hard, right? And so we have to do that. And I think we've all been humbled today in some fashion. I hope this football team was humbled today. I wanted them to have the mentality to come in and have no mercy and destroy, but they're not at that level of a football team.
Mm-hmm.
They're not. And they're going to take an L somewhere in the Big 12 this year, maybe a couple. I don't know. I mean, at this point, you can't, there's things that they can improve over weeks of practice and whatnot. And I'm not trying to take shots at brothers, okay? I tweeted, I said, hey, does Tariq Black still play for Texas? I'm just saying from a standpoint of not seeing him involved in the game plan, not seeing him targeted. I know he got banged up, he went out, but the brother didn't catch a pass today. And look, whether it was his fault, whether it's quarterback's fault, whoever's fault, we got to hold ourselves accountable and say, look, we didn't have a good week this week. I didn't have a good week this week. Myself as a fan, both of us, we picked them to win big. Mm-hmm. We didn't have a good week this week in evaluating this game and giving y'all a right mindset. But everybody needs to hold themselves accountable and be ready for TCU next week, coming back home. Yep. We don't have time to just dwell over, people hating on me, blah, 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 or, you didn't play well, you didn't play well. You dropped the pass, you dropped the pass. You missed a tackle, you missed a tackle. Fix it. That's what the mentality needs to be. We won. We celebrate going back from Lubbock to Austin.
And learn from your mistakes.
But fix it.
Yeah, learn and fix your mistakes.
Because if you don't, look, people don't have patience anymore. We saw that on social media today. And the fan base will go to the administration goes Chris Del Conte and so forth. And y'all know the repercussions of that. So they got to fix it. Mm-hmm. And it's on the coaching staff. And it's on these players to hold themselves accountable. Because as Urban Meyer talked about, and Urban Meyer's the name that's going to be lurking in the shadows. We were talking about Urban Meyer. But as he talked about in the halftime of the Oklahoma-Kansas State game, you got to develop players, right? It's not about game plans and scheme. Look, we've changed the scheme. All y'all said, the problem is we don't have a four-man front. The problem is we don't protect our corners. The problem is we're not playing man in this situation. Every scheme and situation you wanted, you saw today. When we needed to blitz, we blitzed. We did everything. At the end of the day, you still got to tackle somebody. Mm-hmm. You still got to be physical. And that physicality, I saw it from some guys on the defensive line, yes. Short yardage, yes, but there are other times where it's 3rd and 5 and we give up 7 yards on the ground. Mm-hmm. That's a lack of physicality. You're not tackling. You're not taking on blocks. You're not shedding your blocks with a physical nature. So we got to try to get back to that bully mentality and find some dogs, right? If I'm the coaching staff, if I'm Jay Valai at corner, hey, job openings. No disrespect to anybody that's been starting out there, but you guys got to compete for your reps and earn them during the week. Period. There's not going to be any more, you're a senior, you're experienced, we like you for a scheme. No. Mm-hmm. Period.
Best player out there should be there.
Period. So we got to get back to competing better, man. But we competed well enough to win and get ourselves out of this situation. I was dead wrong. I don't see how you can come on here and talk trash as a Tech fan because you blew the game. So, everybody's just hurt right now, but it's 2020. Survive and advance, Trent. Survive and advance. So, we'll be back on the live. I want to hear everybody's thoughts. But, we had to get something out just to talk to y'all after this crazy, crazy night. Guys, we won. We survived.
I'm happy.
Horns always up. Peace.